And it's very interesting because, again, you see in other organisms that what we are provided as labels for our bodies and the growth that we have don't make sense as absolutions. They don't make sense that we would absolutely be those things forever and told that we are those things forever, because it changes in every organism. We are built of interactions, I think. And this poem is kind of about that. And this is called Broken Body Worms. Broken body worms are a necessity of fairy body futures. Broken body worms are unlearners, magical gender-bending creatures. Broken body worms break body and mind, spin-trap themselves in cocoon of grass, mulch and rind, lather up organs and casing, crushing, altering, dissolving and breaking. The earth at the beginning of her reign was grown and born through soup and liquid fire, the shapes, geometry and intellect risen from that we admire. We sit in our whitened rooms, spotless and hungry, hungry for knowledge, time and power, yet we never let the thoughts of one such genius among us flower, that of the broken body worm. From adult baby, grasping hard fast to root and stem, mandible chomping, colourful, sometimes even feathered emblem. Take the energy of a rock coated in life, the one born of mixes and soup and spice, forged in fire. Take that power and break your body. Break the body, little worm. Unlearn the placement of identifiers, the position of quantifiers, the use of qualifiers, the eternal pieces of a god-old book, body parts and colors gone, crushed, shredded, not lost, but structured new, letting old traits lie and fresh thoughts rise true. Broken-bodied worm, encapsulated through capsulation, the issue of assumptive preconception, transitioning body and machined perfection, changing purpose, goal, and conclusion. Nothing makes sense, but it's there all the same. Playing by not one, not two, not three, but many, many games. The games of natural but spontaneous, fluctuating change. The rules by which I, a changeling, do not find strange. As a fellow broken-bodied worm, I know nothing of timeless bodily structure or God-given label and form. I know much of multiple birth-given, new term made, old forgotten and unlearned. You see, broken body worms, changeling-minded terms, fairy body futures, fiery soup earths, these are the names of natural worlds. Lovers of unfurl, unlearn and renew, sticking out, starting strange, ending new. Our lives are determined not by assumption or Stone Age rule, but by magical, untamable will. For we are all capable of breaking down a body, of breaking down a mind, of breaking down our foundation, our collective liberation from old science and grind. Culture relies on change becoming our spine. So the next time you see a caterpillar become a butterfly, think about how a broken body worm only grew a new mind by breaking down and structuring new an old life. And so I will read a sad poem if that's okay, but I'll read a happy one maybe at the end, so it's better later. And this is about some of the pain that comes from being a trans woman in a society where power play seems to be one of the most inherent things connected to gender. And it's called Am I a Weapon? I am a weapon, or so I have been told. The soft subtlety of my brown skin, the fine hair shivering on the surface of my planet, the jingle jangle of my gold finery. I am a weapon, or so I have been told. Is a weapon if a weapon has never gone to war? Is a weapon if never weaponized? Is a weapon if a weapon it never knew it was? It never wanted to be. I never wanted to be. But born a weapon I am, born with a weapon. It drags against my consciousness. I feel it when I sit. I feel it when I stand. I feel it when I love. I feel it when I am manned. Flesh dagger hidden between my woman thighs, do you know what you have done? One-eyed freak coiled, ready to spring, snake amongst the mice and wolf amongst the sheep. Why do I take this badge of pain with me? Its glint smothers the sweetness of my love. Its choking, hacking smoke clogs the airways of my pride. I have a weapon, or so I have been told. I'm not a fighter. I'm not your enemy. I have the enemy's weapon, or do I? Why is this extension blamed when the men who leave rotten smells where they lie are left uncalled for? Why is my body, brown and hairy and roughened by their touch, now the spotlight for your worries? I'm not a weapon. I never was. My shame and my tears are fuel for the fires that will burn the weapons from the earth. The true weapons. The monsters in the dark, the laughter behind my back, the grabbing of my fat and the pinch of my behind, the smiles as sharp as daggers and the hunger in their eyes. And then the bitter aftertaste of their anger because I'm not as they expect. I'm not your enemy. I'm not your weapon. I'm not yours at all. I am mine. This one is about estrogen, which is an interesting structure, which some people may or may not have in varying quantities. And that goes for every single person, whether or not you are trans or cis. It changes and it fluctuates. And also, funnily enough, there aren't only two hormones, estrogen and testosterone. There are many, many more, and they all interact, again, so specifically and so differently with every person, dependent on who you are, and where you've been raised, who you come into contact with, what medication you're on, what food you eat, where you grow up, the genetics of your family. It's so very interpersonal and specific that how dare you place policy behind binary hormonal structure, behind binary gender. Not only is it ridiculous, it's actually dangerous. And we need to be talking about that a lot more, and we are, but whenever I see medical policy behind these things, I almost feel like laughing at how ridiculous the science is and how much it doesn't make sense. And I think part of our confidence will come from being not only told that we are of that normality, that we want to be wherever we want it to be, but also that they are wrong when they claim hard science, when they claim these things that we can't argue with. They are just plain wrong. So the confidence in us should come from the fact that we are actually the alchemists of body structure. We are changing ourselves to evolve and grow in ways that they could never imagine because they've limited themselves to be in one box and never be in many more. And I love that people are here to think about themselves like that, because that really is, to me, the sign of a joyful future. And this one is called Bruised Belly Noises. I'm not trying to look beautiful. I'm not trying to do anything anymore. But yet I am, perhaps. Perhaps me, that's what I am, is yet trying to scrape something from whatever is in front of me. Me, whoever that is growing, pushing, tearing, crying, seeping from the bumpy lumps on a bruised belly. A belly I claw at, grasp mouthfuls and morsefuls of flesh to throw at my reflection, jiggle with delight and stroke with lust. This is a bruised belly. It hurts, even when it's not supposed to be there. Even in the mind cages of imagination, the kind faces of population, the canned beans of on-purpose starvation. Can you not give me a rest from hurting me, oh bruised belly? Hairy, brown, caramel streaks glistening in sun and covered snug in rain, adorned with a jewel and bruised by the metal that pours a future into my body. A future that I don't know will work. A future that saved me simply by being a future when I thought I did not deserve one. And yet, This future is not a body shaper, not a malleable Lego set to pattern as I will. This is a switch, a set of switches, a pipe cleaner, a jar loosener, a lubricant for future. Makes it faster, attaches new possibilities to life's imposed simplicities. But it is no knife to the skin any more than a capsule of paracetamol is not an ending of illness, but a blunter of pain receptors. So no, it's not black, it's not white, or green, or blue. It's everything we can and cannot see. This I think as I touch my bruised belly. Growing as I inhale, stretching stretch marks and sparking sharp shock-like spikes of, well, no matter. It does not matter. If I am to live, mustn't I be in pain? Must I? Must we? Why must we? Live in the bowels of thrust and key, slave to the dregs of research brought forth by active, angry batterment of peoples, doors and windows. I'm not so sure this is a life I chose, as even I choose to push this life-changing, future-giving, joy-loosening liquid into my bruised belly. I'm reminded that it is the environment that breeds the heat that scathes the rolls, that makes the person who hates the freedom I takes, the future of stakes, the money that scrapes the legs that collapse from beneath my liberty, that is the cause, that is my ruin of my beautiful bruised belly. Very valid. She's staring at me. All illusion, no substance. A believer in dreaming, all the while trapped in a dream. Smudged fingertips drag over her skin, foundation dresses her scars and shadows. Can you see beneath the dressage and bows? Spread across her breasts and navel are slashes and stretch marks. Blue veins strain against the surface of her brown skin, the soft folds of herself, her lips, her wandering spider leg fingers, the swell of her aching chest and hard tummy, the casual dip of her collarbones, a sharp breath in and never let out. Curls of black and brown bounce from ear to nape. Boy, have I grown to love this shape. Shoulder blades, spades and hearts in a deck of cards painted with Mendy on the inside, dragon tail reaching towards my undercarriage, soft caressing hair leaking over my arms and legs, dripping from my pits. I burned you before with my white male gaze, but the warmth of this diaspora fans your flames. She is staring at me. All substance and illusion. Her smirk and smile are my own. Bitten lips dance across her mouth. I peel this mask off after every dance, but now I am at the masked ball. At this I stand tall, or just below the average, because I don't care at all. Tell me why you teach me that I am white for wanting to be she, but I am brown for taking a knee. That I am a main character in your wet dream, but the protagonist in your history. That I am dying, graying, crumbling to bitter ash, because you burn my brethren down with hungry hornets from the canisters of your itching fingers. That when I am young, I'm an envelope licked shut by your greedy tongue. She's staring at me. All love, no illusion. Seeing me rise and fall, a bird now with a call. Brown girl magic, they call it. Looking in this mirror, I can see that. No shit.
Woo.
And that's the end.